Welcome back, guys. So this is my updated Infernoble list. I took this list to locals for 2 weeks straight. I ended up getting first place both weeks, so I thought it was worthy enough to bring to the table and share with you guys. So we will be covering a few other things in the video. Stay tuned for that. And not much has changed from the main deck. I think it's 1 or 2 cards, and I think there's a few cards in the side deck, but we're gonna cover those when we get to it. But let's start off with the monsters. We play 2 Gear Free, your main deck boss monster, 1 Ogier, triple Olivier, triple Renaud. I don't mind opening this guy at all. That's why I still play 3. And I'm back to playing 1 Astolfo. So for extenders, I wanted a different kind of extender other than just the triple Fire Flint Lady. So if you guys can tell, I basically cut 1 Fire Flint Lady for an Astolfo. But the reason I wanted a different kind of extender that met the qualifications for Heritage of the Chalice was because there are times where you're playing through hand traps and you need an extender and you're also holding Heritage of the Chalice. So at the very least, Heritage of the Chalice turns this into an extender. We also played triple Red Layer, 1 Gimba, 2 Firefront Lady, triple Connector, 1 Dolphin, and of course we played the Coat Wing and Despot. We're still not playing any hand traps in this build. I don't think it's too much needed unless you're siding them in, but we'll cover the side deck when we get to it. So that does it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spell cards. All right, for the spell cards, we have triple Heritage of the Chalice, and honestly, I'm thinking this card can be cut to 2. The reason I say that because we have so many ways to get to our monsters, but I am working on a video later on in the week where I actually cut this card to 2 in a particular build. I haven't received that particular card in the mail to replace this card with, so once I do, I will be kicking that video out. So please stay tuned for that. Triple Durendal, 1 Living Fossil, 1 DDR, 1 Divine Sword, and 1 Metalsilver Armor. If anybody has not switched over to Metalsilver Armor, please do so. It's a great card. Reinforcer of the Army, Monster Reborn, Twin Twister. I'm deciding to play Twin Twister over Harpy's Feather Dust in this format because in a format where IO is prevalent in pure order, it's prevalent, you want to have a way to out it if you have Twin Twisters in your hand. So that's one reason I play Twin Twister. And the second reason is because I play Coat Wing. And Infernoble players by now should know if you open Coat Wing, you need a way to get it to the graveyard immediately. Whether you're dropping it off Twin Twister or you're dropping it off Forbidden Droplet, or in many cases, you're dropping it off the effect of Aquadoff, and you need to get Coat Wing to the graveyard as soon as possible so you can fully combo. Triple Tactics Talent is a great card in this format, even against Sword Soul. Take the Elevate Synchro, drop Olivier down from your hand. He's a level 1 tuner, Synchro and Charles. Called by the Grave, triple Forbidden Droplets, great card. I'm decided to play this over Dark Ruler No More this format for the added bonus that I can use it to discard Coat Wing by its effect. So that does it for my spell cards. Let's move on to the extra deck. All right, for the extra deck, we have 1 Halky Fibrax, 2 Aso as a must, 1 Auroradon, 1 Access Code Talker. My deck supports 2 Herald of the Arclight, 1 Balmug, 1 Captain Roland. Of course, I'm still playing Laundsallyn. If you haven't noticed by now, this is not the double power tool Dracosat version, so I only play 1 power tool. 1 shooter Rise of Dragon. I am currently working on a way to drop Token Collector from the effect of Rise of Dragon to give us a better matchup against Sword Soul. So once I figure that whole thing out, I'll let everybody know. 1 Cyberframe Lord Omega, 1 Borlo Savage Dragon, and of course the main extra deck boss monster, Charles, of course, with a bunch of tokens. So that does it for the extra deck. Let's move on to the side deck. Okay, so here's the side deck that I took. It's not really much to say about it. There are 7 cards that would just not be taken out regardless of what I'm playing. So the Triple Judgments, the Reboot, and the Evenly Matches have been proven to just work. If I'm going into a game 3 situation and I'm going first, Solemn Judgment is definitely coming in to stop cards like Forbidden Droplets or Dark Ruler No More, and that's exactly what it did in these events. Play 2 Nibiru, 2 Artifact Lancers, 2 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, and 2 Dimensional Bearer for Sword Soul, and for when that new Water XYZ deck comes out. So this is what this here is for. I haven't had a chance to resolve Dimensional Barrier yet, but I have resolved Ghost Ogre, Nibiru, and Artifact Lancia against Sword Soul, and it did pretty well. But like I said, with shooting Raza Dragon, I do want to try to work Token Collector into my side deck to just strengthen the Sword Soul matchup. And if you guys can't get your hands on a set of Solemn Judgment, go ahead and get a play set of Solemn Scalding. If it's the same build, I actually might switch over to Solemn Scalding. So it's really good card, really good card in a deck like this. So that does it for the complete main deck and side deck. Now we're gonna go over some combo tutorials and just tips for Infernobles that I think everybody should be aware of. So let's get into it. All right, so in my last video, a couple people wanted to see the anti-Nibiru combo with me using Laundsallyn. So I'm gonna go ahead and run through that whole inboard and path right now in this video so everybody can know how it's actually done. So what you need in your hand is Renard and any way to get to Ogier. As you guys can see, there is no equip card in my hand to actually put in the graveyard for the summon of Gearfried, but we're gonna go ahead and work through that. So we're gonna activate Heir to the Chalice, allowing us to search for Ogier. Then we're gonna summon Ogier. Ogier effect is going to drop down Gearfried to the graveyard. After that, we're gonna activate Renard's effect, spell summon him. When he hits the board, he's gonna grab us Gearfried back from the graveyard. At this point, a lot of people would go to a soul. You wouldn't be too far off, but we're gonna pivot and go into Laundsallyn. And when Laundsallyn synchro summon, he allows for you to equip a Noble Arms card from your deck directly to him. So we're gonna equip the Rendell, activate the Rendell's effect, send it to the graveyard to search for Astolfo. At this point here, we have what's required to summon Gearfried. So we're gonna activate Gearfried's effect by banishing the Rendell from the graveyard, spell summon Gearfried. And then we're also gonna activate Ogier's effect engrave to equip to Gearfried. From this point here, we have a Fire War in graveyard for Astolfo's effect, and all we need to do is get to a soul. So we're gonna banish Renard to special summon Astolfo from our hand, and then we're gonna link summon these two away for Isode. On a summon of Isode, we're gonna search for any warrior. We're gonna grab Red Layer, and at this point here, we're gonna activate Astolfo's effect, banish her. And on our second standby phase, we're gonna be able to special summon a Fire Ward from our banish area or our graveyard. So it gives us a little bit of an insurance policy there. So after that, we're gonna activate Asode's second ability, pay cost. We're going to send the Rendell and Phoenix Blade. It has to be these two cards, and I'm gonna explain why in just a second, to special summon Gimba. Once we special summon Gimba, we're going to send Isode and Gimba to the graveyard to then link summon for Firex. Firex effect activates, summoning Despot. Then we're going to use these two, they're both machines, to link summon for Auroradon. Auroradon hits the field and produces 3 tokens. 1, 2, 3, triggering the effect of Despot engrave. Then we're going to use Despot and 2 of the tokens equaling up to level 7. These right. So summon Power Tool. We're going to activate Power Tool's effect to reveal 3 equip cards. 1, 2, and 3. And the reason why you wanted to reveal these 3 in particular, mainly because you already used the Rendell, so there's no point of you revealing the Rendell because it's just going to be a card you can't even use this turn. But you really want a chance to grab Living Fossil or DDR. Either one of these 2 will get you to the same inboard. So let's just, for the sake of the video, let's just say we got Living Fossil. We add Living Fossil to our hand, send these cards to the graveyard, back to our deck. Then we're going to activate Auroradon's effect, get rid of this token, and Power Tool to special summon Coatwing. Coatwing effect activates on summon to produce 2 more tokens. and to also trigger Despot. And in this combo path, we have no need to use Balmug. So we're gonna use Despot and one of the tokens to summon Herald of the Arc Light. And then we're gonna use Living Fossil to special summon our Gemba from the grave. And then we're gonna use Gemba, he gets banished because of Living Fossil, to special summon out our Roland. Captain Roland effect activates on summon, gotta get rid of the token. Captain Roland effect activates on summon, resolves on the end phase. Then you use Captain Roland and Mecha Phantom Beast Cold Wing to special summon Charles. And at this point here, we're gonna go ahead and move towards the end phase. We're gonna resolve Roland's effect first. It's gonna let us add a Fire Warrior to our hand by sending an equip card. Find an equip. We're gonna make sure we send Metalsilver Armor to the graveyard, and we're gonna add Renaud. And then we're also going to activate Charles' effect. It's going to let us equip from the grave Metalsilver Armor to him, and also a Fire Warrior from our deck. So at this point here, we have 3 points of interruption. We have a Monster Negation, an Omni Negate. Also, any cards that sit from the hand or the deck to the graveyard are banished instead. And then we also have Roland in graveyard to trigger a destruction effect whenever Roland is equipped to either Gearfried or Charles. So on our opponent's turn. So that's 3 forms of interruption. And also, Metalsilver Armor is keeping your opponent from targeting any monster they have with any spell, trap, or monster effects. They can't target any monster on the field or in the graveyard with any of those effects, spell, trap, or monster effects. So it's kind of like a soft lock here. So that does it for the end of this combo. And as you can see, we end with a Renaud in hand for a follow-up, which is really, really strong. And we also, don't forget, have our Astolfo effect resolving on our second standby phase. So let's move on to the combo where if we didn't get DDR or Living Fossil and see what that ends up with. All right, see you in the next video. Okay, guys, we're here back at the power tool point. We have Gearfried on board, and we have Astolfo out of play with the effect active, and we also have Red Lair in our hand. So what I'm going to show you guys is 2 more combos. This is going to be combo 1, and the next one is going to be a little lesser combo. But this is what you're going to be able to do if you get Metalsilver Armor. So let's go ahead and run through it. So we're going to activate Power Tools effect, reveal 3. And like I said, we're going to get unlucky. We're not going to get DDR or Living Fossil. So these go back to the deck. Fix all stuff. We're still going to use a Rodon's effect. We're going to get rid of Power Tool. We're going to get rid of one of the tokens to special summon Cold Wing. Cold Wing is going to bring out 2 tokens. It's going to trigger Despot once again. And now we're going to sync for level 7. I'm going to use Despot, 2 tokens, and we're going to special summon out Shooting Riser Dragon. Shooting Riser Dragon effect is going to drop a monster to the graveyard, and whatever that monster level is going to decrease its own level by that amount. So it's a level 3 minus level 3. We're going to be a level 4 tuner. We're going to use Cold Wing and Shooting Riser Dragon to special summon Borload Savage Dragon. I'm going to activate Borload Savage Dragon effect to equip, let's just say, Fibrax. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to banish Dolphin, and we're going to banish Laundsallyn to grab back Phoenix Blade. I'm going to explain to you exactly why in just a second. So we're going to go ahead. These are the cards in our hand. We have Phoenix Blade, Metalsilver, and Red Lair. We're not really going to do anything with Red Lair, but we are going to equip Metalsilver Armor to Gearfried, and we're also going to equip Divine Sword Phoenix Blade to Gearfried, and this is just our hand. So when we pass turn to our opponent, we're going to have Omni Negate. We're also going to have a Monster Negation with a soft lock of our opponent can't target any monster on the field or any graveyard with any spell, trap, or monster effects. They have to target Gear Free. Also, we got Gear Free sitting at 33 due to Phoenix Blade. And the reason we equipped the Phoenix Blade to Gear Free is because we wanted an extra equip card to get rid of if our opponent triggers the effect of Gear Free. So we won't be giving up any protection or soft lock. So we won't be giving up Ogier, which is protecting Gear Free from being destroyed by card effects. And we won't be giving up our soft lock with Metalsilver armor, forcing our opponent to only target Gear Free with card effects, which is restricting them from targeting anything. So that's the reason why you got Phoenix Blade to just get rid of for Gear Free's effect. So let's go ahead and jump back to the power tool. We're gonna grab back Metalsilver armor again, but we're gonna take this combo in a different route. All right, let's go. Okay guys, we're back for combo number 2, dealing with Metalsilver armor. So like I said, we're back at this point. We have power tool, Stoffel's out of play, Gear Free. We're gonna activate power tool's effect. And like I said, we're gonna get unlucky once again. We're only gonna get Metalsilver armor. Now for this particular combo, I only suggest this particular path if you know what your opponent is playing. So let's go ahead and go for Rorodon's effect to special summon Coat Wing. Coat Wing effect activates, grabbing us 2 of these, and Despot jumps back. All right, at this point here, we're going to go ahead and sync for level 4. Synchro summon for a Herald of the Arclight. Now, this is the reason why I said if you knew what your opponent was playing, if you knew Herald of the Arclight would restrict them from doing a lot of things, say if they needed to send cards from their deck or their hand to the graveyard, to resolve effects or to just gain advantage on you, this would be a perfect time to use this particular path to put out Herald of the Arclight. But we're not done yet, so let's go ahead and finish our combo, kind of like what we did last time. So we're going to use Phoenix Blade in the grave. We're going to banish Gimba, and we're going to banish Laundsallyn to add back Phoenix Blade. And just like in the last combo I explained, we're going to equip Metalsilver armor to Gear Free, and we're also going to equip Phoenix Blade to Gear Free for those very same reasons. But like I said, you only would go this way if you knew that Herald of the Arclight was a very oppressive card for your opponent. So that does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed all the examples I gave and the whole walkthrough through the combos. Like I said, I ordered a card online. It hasn't showed up yet, but I will be doing a combo tutorial for another particular build for Infernobles. Just make sure you tune in and make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you guys can be up to date with any videos that I produce. So without further ado, guys, I'm out of here. Take care, be safe, and it's been your boy Lord Solar Prime, and I'm out. Peace.